Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Where would men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man's supremacist. Trying to stay sane, the rich needs of unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
It all gets worse from here. There's no better. They get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish. That's what they called you when you speak your mind. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
My crop sears.
Hey guys, it's your
Nature outside, walking through the river. Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Where would men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man's supremacist. Trying to stay sane, the rich needs of unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
It all gets worse from here. There's no better they get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish, that's what they called you when you speak your mind. Worthless, that's what you feel, you show it every time. Worthless, that's what you feel, you show it every time. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at if I wasn't here to catch your way?
My crop sears. Nature outside, walking through the river. Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through, almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at if I wasn't here to catch your way?
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Where would men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man's supremacist. Trying to stay sane, the rich needs a unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen.
I know we are live. You hear me?
Yes, I hear.
All right, so it is so difficult to I know I said it was gonna be like 3 minutes, and so far it's been like 9 minutes. Jesus. How come when I hold on, let me turn it down. How come when I went to post the flyer, my Instagram said basically Instagram wouldn't let me post it.
Oh,
So that's why you keep getting all these slow notifications that you've been tagged in something, because I literally got to go one by one. Where typically on Instagram, I can send it to all my pages at once.
Give me 1 second. My dad called me. Hold on 1 second.
All right. Shout out to everybody that's watching. All right, let's see what it looked like on YouTube.
You said what?
No, I was talking to the stream. You good?
Well, he didn't answer, but oh well.
All right, so unfortunately we got 45 minutes.
Okay.
I gotta get to this model team meeting. So we will start this very, very soon. Let's make sure Facebook can hear us.
He didn't answer. Oh well.
Well, yep, they can hear us. The stream just heard us, hearing us. All right, so I think I posted everything I needed to post.
Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your
All right.
pain, running from being insane.
Shout out to everybody that's watching. Oh, let me spam some people. It wouldn't be right if I don't. And then as soon as I get done spamming people, we'll be ready.
Alrighty. Her song very catchy.
Yeah, so it's a good song. It's a real good song. And before, the thing with when I asked you, did you have any talents?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see if you had anything that I can get you to share on stream. Then you say dance, and then it's like, I don't know if I can you dance.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I peep my sister in here.
Oh, your sister.
Dang, how am I sister? 26.
And she dances?
Oh yeah, she dances a lot.
What kind of dancing? What kind of dance is it? I think that's probably.
I mean, like we grew up in church, so like praise dancing. I mean, like if they give us different categories, we could get down with different categories. But yeah, pretty much in church.
Dog gets worse from his. There's no better they get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home you couldn't ask for. Selfish.
Shout out to everybody that ends up texting me right when I go live.
Worthless, that's what you feel. You show it every time.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Hold on, y'all. Matter of fact, I'm finna even text this to the people I trained in the gym. Everybody to watch this. Oh yeah, people gonna hate me today. Speaking of that, let me cut this down. Speaking of that, any you can send me the photos and publish them.
All right, say it again because you went out. What'd you say?
I said any photos that you want the photos.
Any photos?
Yeah, if you end up doing it and you want the photos published, I'll publish them. And then I will send you the magazine for free. Or I'll just ship it to you.
Oh, you said any photos I want published?
Yeah.
Oh, like of shoots that I previously did?
No, just any future photo shoots that you do that won't publish.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Oh, my friend in here. Hey, Zay.
She on Facebook or Instagram? She watch. I mean, no, she watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
But she's on your Facebook. But everybody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to start as soon as I finish spamming people.
Okay.
If I don't spam people, it just ain't right. It ain't the same. Just spam people for that. Right. See anybody else I need to be spamming right now? Hopefully, none of these people that I'm spamming call me while I'm on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Is that everybody? I need to put these people in a text message group where I can just spam the whole group at once.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. All right, that's enough. Jesus. So I'm gonna let her song play 15 seconds, and then I'm gonna do my intro, and then shout out to everybody who just said they go watch it. But I'm gonna play her song. Then I'm gonna do our intro or my intro. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Then we're gonna get this started.
All right.
Speaking of that, matter of fact, I tell you on live because you said something to me when we was talking before the stream that I want to talk about, but I also want to do a private podcast about.
Okay.
Speaking of that, for everybody that's watching, Model Manage Your Career podcast is in the top 200 on Apple Podcasts for fashion and beauty. So if you're watching this and you have an iPhone, matter of fact, let's see if I can show you all this. Where is it? All right. Let me look at myself when I do this. For everybody who is on iPhone, shout out to everybody that's commenting right now. I'm gonna reply back to the comments in a second. Let me get this off the screen. For everybody who has an iPhone, basically, let's see if y'all can see this. Where is my camera? All right, so if you swipe Apple Podcasts right there, it's actually free on all Apple devices. All right, so this is all the stuff that I'll be watching. Jesus Christ. So Apple Podcasts, let my camera catch back up. Apple Podcasts is free on all Apple devices. Since I have you here, when you do go to Apple Podcasts, this is what my podcast looks like. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that? Let's see. Jesus Christ. All right. Never mind. Apple Podcasts is free. All right. We're going to start in 10 seconds, y'all. Shout out to everybody that's watching.
Or move without a passport, transport, looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish, that's what they called you when you speak your mind. Worthless, that's what you feel, you show it every time. Worthless, that's what you feel, you show it every time.
Shout out to Bree's sister.
Hey, sis.
I don't know if you wanted to be on the spot, but I popped your comment up on the stream. Somebody said, girlfriend, proud of you.
Yes, that's
shout out to Honey. Don't know if you wanted to be on the spot either, but if you're watching this, your comment is popped up on the screen. We got what it says. We got support, period. Hey, love. Hey, love, what her sister said. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this started. I'd like to welcome everyone to my favorite podcast, the Model Manage Your Career podcast. Let's go ahead and give it a round of applause. My name is John. I am the host. I'm the owner of Yvonne Magazine and five other magazines. I'm also the leader of Yvonne Models. I am the host of Model Manage Your Career podcast on all podcast platforms. I just hit the top 200. I'm so excited for that. So, my guest today, and hopefully when I do the sound effect, I click the right one, is Bree. That sound effect is so raw to me. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, go ahead.
Hey everyone, my name is Brianna, as known as Bree or Brianna Irie. I feel so good just being here. Can't wait to just discuss everything that's going to go on in this podcast. And thank you for having me, John.
You're welcome. Hey, y'all, almost stood her up today. I was
No.
having issues. I was having issues with connecting. It wouldn't. I didn't want to send her up, but I almost did. Where are you from?
I'm from Tallahassee, Florida, but my nationality is Jamaica. Big up the place, Jamaica in the building. All my family's from Jamaica, but I was born and raised in Tallahassee, Florida.
So you can speak Jamaican?
Yes. So a lot of people say Jamaican, but it's really called patois. It's spelled Patois.
All right. So I didn't ask you this before we got on stream, but say something. Say something.
Okay. Okay. Wagwan, what y'all doing?
All right. What did you just say?
I said, what's up? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I understood doing. I think I understood doing. I got friends that are Jamaican. Every time they greet me, they always greet me in Jamaican. But hold on. Let's make sure I can see myself. They do this handshake where it's like this, and then it's this. So what is that? Because every time my guy see me, every time he about to leave the gym, he holds his hand up like this, and then he told me I have to do it back. It's like I don't know. I don't know if it's like a high five or what.
Yeah, I guess that's the form of a high five. Majority of the men do it, not really the females.
So it's like a high five or a pound or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is that?
I don't know what sis got going on.
But she did say hey.
Yeah, hey.
So what I asked? Okay, so how tall are you?
Last time I checked recently, I was 5'11". I don't know if I grew any much more taller than that. If I did, I don't know if I hit 6 foot yet. But last time I recall was 5'11". A lot of people say I'm tall. I'm taller than basically everyone in my family. Me and my brother, the only tallest ones. I'm taller than majority of my girl best friends. So
yeah, so you at the perfect fashion show height.
Yeah, that's the main thing that drag people attention to as well is my height.
And are you? Did I ask you how old you were? Even though I mean, we talked about this beforehand, but did I ask you that on stream? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
How old are you?
Okay, so I'm 19 years old.
And are you freelance or signed?
I'm sorry.
You say you unsigned?
I'm unsigned.
Yeah. Are you a freelance model or are you signed?
Oh no, I'm signed with Tracy Gray in modeling and acting.
Speaking of that, let's see what their Instagram. What's their Instagram? What's their Instagram?
I think it's Tracy Gray.
Is all one word?
Hold on, let me see.
Okay,
it's
go ahead.
It's called Gray Models and Talent.
Oh, wait a minute. I seen them. Yeah, I seen them.
Yeah.
Because first person I see, or that I noticed, is you.
You see it. You see it.
Okay. How long you been with them?
So I signed July 19th of 2019. See, that's how it's good to move in silence. A lot of people didn't know I signed a contract. I announced it when I had my first job last month in Orlando for that fitness photo shoot. So basically between that gap, COVID came in and it took a toll, but we was basically working on my portfolio. it's just like different photo shoots I had to do outdoors. And then we have to make comp cards. So I have to give those comp cards to her. And basically her job is just to give them to different photographers, different companies, so they can choose me and say, oh, I want to work with her. I want to use her. So that's basically what I've been doing, just building my resume.
You did what is this? You did a fitness bike photo shoot?
Yes, with Echelon Fitness, it's just basically we was advertising like the shoes, the gear, but pretty much just a stationary bike. And we did like video commercials, and then I took some pictures on the stationary bike. They haven't.
Go ahead.
They haven't released the footage to me yet, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah,
I'm just about to ask you. Matter of fact, I want to see that. So if you can remember, tag me.
For sure.
Once you get that. But let me follow them on Instagram right quick. All right, yeah, I follow them on Instagram. So how did you get into modeling?
So it all started off. I'm gonna tell you how it started off. This is a little piece, but I'm a Christian, so I feel like it was really just God and like my faith. I put my faith to the test. So it started off. I was 16. It was my birthday weekend. About to be 16. I was in the mall, and it was like this booth. It's like a kiosk in the mall downstairs. It was Barbizon modeling, acting. And so I always like had a dream to be a model. Like a lot of people say, oh my God, you're so skinny, you're so tall. Not saying modeling is all about you being skinny and tall, because it comes in all shapes and forms. So to all my girls out there, don't be discouraged of your size or your shape or your height, because you can be a model too. But anyways, I signed up. It was for like a scholarship. And then they had like a workshop at our local civic center. And so I got interviewed with like different people, and then I got accepted in the school. And it was basically every other Saturday we just go in and just teach us how to like, walk and slate and just like different acting and do makeup. And so I was complete with the course when I was about to turn 18. And so to close it out, I did like a beauty pageant in Jacksonville. And so there I got discovered by Tracy Gray. Yeah, I think it's coming out. Yeah, I think we have a technical difficulties. Oh my God.
The bad part is we still live.
Right. My sister, I still see you.
Let me tell y'all, okay, not to get off the topic of this conversation, Let me tell y'all the bad part about going live. Everything is unexpected. Now, what just happened? I have no idea, right? That's the bad part about going live. Mm-hmm. For everybody that's watching this, going live is just, it's so much stuff that can happen. Right. So, the little issue, like, when I was telling you, when I was just explaining that I almost stood you up. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why. There's something going on. There's something going on with the internet in my area. Because that was crazy. And let me tell you the bad part about it. The bad part about it was I still heard you.
I didn't hear you. I didn't see you. And then they looking at me and I'm just like, y'all be having
I literally still heard you the whole time.
Lord have mercy.
And then the bad part about that is once that happened, I seen the views just decline. It was like, oh my God. Shout out to everybody that's still watching.
Right. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to everybody that's still watching. See, this is the issue with going live. Mm-hmm. This is the issue that's going live. Yes, I'm like right now. Hold on, let me mute this. Okay, now they're coming back. Okay. But man, I was watching the views on YouTube go up. And then on my end, it said error. And I still heard you talking, so I'm thinking, okay, they still see me. Mm-hmm. I just can't see the broadcast. And then when you send me a text message, I say, oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Y'all know the little versus battles where
oh my God.
the people was battling. We just had one of those issues. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what the hell happened. Excuse the language.
Yeah, it was giving Ashanti and Keisha Cole versus battle.
It was crazy. On my end, you was froze, but I was still moving. Mm-hmm. So it looked like everything. Right now, I'm looking at my. All right. I got another computer right here, but I'm specifically looking at my internet. Jesus Christ. Where did we leave off at?
You were just saying how I'm gonna be a model. Yeah, I was talking about like my process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I joined the school. It was like a lot of negative comments about the school, like saying, oh, they are fraud, they are rip off, because like you do have to do monthly payments because it's their service that they're providing you with. So I felt like people just assumed it was a fraud because they kept constantly calling you, trying to encourage you to join. Now, my mom, she's a firm believer of God. So it's like she kept saying, okay, Bri, if this is what you want, I'll make the sacrifice. And I told her she didn't have to do it because it's a lot of money, but we still did it anyway. So in closing, I guess you can call it like the graduation. I did a beauty pageant in Jacksonville. I was second runner up in the category I was in. And then I was just like, dang, I didn't win. And I was like, well, where do we go from here? So I would say probably like a couple of days later, Tracy Gray had reached out to me. She's not affiliated with the company that I went to the school with. It's just somebody outside of it that discovered me. I guess she was at the show. And so when I was devastated about like not winning or like no one not, trying to assign me, I prayed. My mom prayed for me, and my pastor always told us about the ABCs of faith. Ask me to express. I always asked to be a model. I believe in my heart to be a model, and I just kept constantly confessing it. Made a prayer box and everything, and I just find it funny. Like, here come this lady, like, just decide to sign me. She said she seen the potential in me, and that's how I went ahead and signed in July of 2019. And even though COVID came in and just took a toll on everything, we still worked behind the scenes to build my resume. And then I just launched off with the first shoot, with the fitness shoot I was telling you about. So I'm just ready, for more shoots and whatever she got.
You signed right before COVID?
So when did COVID hit? Was it like March, yeah,
last
so
year.
a little bit after. Wait, Jennifer might have made June, July. Yeah, after, yeah. So we just had to make it do what it do. We were just like getting my stuff together, like my profile. I was working with Don Hayes Photography. He's a local. He's a friend of ours, and I was just doing like outdoor shoots in different outfits. And right now we're in the process of making the comp cards, so they got to print it out, and then I'm gonna submit it to her. So with those cards, her job is just to get me work with those cards. And with that going on, I would say I do take a lot of pictures on my Instagram, very photogenic. So not just only depending on her to get me work, you also can work for yourself and just post different, pictures or just do random shoots. So that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you said that because I know a lot of people think once you get signed, stuff just happens. Like you just kick off, and it's like you still got to work. If not, you got to work harder.
Yeah.
Is it so? I always ask people this question: is there anything that you learned about yourself as a model during lockdown last year when we was on lockdown?
What I learned about myself was my confidence. I started to pray more because even though it took a toll, like just everybody, period, like with work, everything was just like a standstill. I still made the effort, and especially my mom, she was that push for me, and my sister, there was that push for me. So I started to build my confidence. I learned, not to depend on the manager, Tracy. I just had to keep pushing, like just keep taking pictures, reaching out to different people. If people wanted to use me for promo, I just practice and say, oh, well, everything not going to be free. You can pay me like a little $20 or something. Just practice, like just a building ground on how it would be in the real industry. So pretty much my confidence I learned about myself. It just got bigger. So
what's your weakness as a model?
My weakness, probably like what people think of me. I think that just every girl, period. Not saying I'm insecure, but you always want to be yourself to the fullest. I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but I always think like I'm probably not what they're looking for. Like I'm probably not like these other girls, And then probably just like my posing, probably not up to par. But I just had to realize I just gotta be myself. I can't just force something I'm not upon these photographers or these different, agencies.
You haven't had any training, any coaching?
I did. So with the school, they was training us like how to walk, how to pose, how to do our makeup. And at each class, it just wasn't, just handwritten notes. It was just like hands-on. And I feel like if it wasn't for that school, I probably wouldn't have as much confidence as I have now. So I'm kind of glad I joined that program, regardless of the negative feedback from, the locals or whatever, a whole bunch of he say, she
You talking
say.
about, yeah, because I can't even pronounce the word. You talking about the modeling school, right?
Yeah, Barbizon.
Yeah. So it's typically geez, why can I not say the word? Barbizon, if I pronounce it right. And John Casablanca, I usually hear get the worst reputation in reviews. Because it costs, right?
Yeah, it costs. I told my mom don't worry about it because I was like following the crowd as well, but she still, paid her money, to have them teach me and stuff. Now, a lot of people got it messed up where they think that the lady that signed me came from them and saying, oh, it's going to be a scam. No, she just so happened to be at the pageant, like an outside person. So I feel like it was a sign from God. Like he just sent this lady to sign me, to pull me out of this school, the negativity or whatever. But I'm not trying to bash them, but what they did for me was good because I feel like if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have as much confidence or know how to do certain poses and certain walks. So, it was like a little training ground for me.
I know a lot of people think it's an agency. It's actually considered a school.
Yeah.
They do sign people, don't they?
Yes, I believe they do, because even after the pageant, they had like a whole bunch of callbacks, or people were just interviewing you after the pageant and saying that they're interested in you. I did have some callbacks. A lot of them was like pretty much just on the acting side. Not saying I can't do acting. I'm versatile, but I more so wanted to be in the modeling side. So, yeah, people do sign you, but this lady was just not a part of them. She just seen me there and signed me.
All right, so everyone that's watching, thank you, especially YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube, because YouTube is it be days on YouTube where I got 20, 30 people. It'd be days where I got one person. So shout out to everybody that's watching this on YouTube. What we're about to do is we're about to go on a commercial break. The main reason why we're about to go on a commercial break, since I can tell y'all, is so I can change my battery. That's all. Because the worst thing that happened is my battery dies while I'm alive. So I can't tell how much battery I got left. But Jesus, no more technical difficulties while we live. So for everybody that's still watching, give us a minute and a half. Then we'll be back. So I'm going to take us both out the stream. I'm going to pop up the thumbnail. And I'm going to let y'all play a song. I'm going to let y'all hear a song. Now, do you want me to take you out the stream, or you want to stay in the stream?
Are they going to see me still?
Yeah, they're going to still see you.
Oh, you can see me.
All right, y'all. So we're going to take both of us out and pop up the thumbnail. We'll do a minute and a half commercial. And we'll be back. So while I leave, let me go ahead and get this all together.
My crop sears.
We will be back in a minute and a half, y'all.
Nature outside, walking through the river. Wasted your heart and never felt better. Walking away, running from your pain, running from being insane. Even though you're fractured, it's still not broken. Even though you're taken, it's still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
Some say I'm a feminist, some disagree with this. A woman needs rights, equality of the sexes. Will men look if women were never restless? How would we look if work done was counterfeit? We need more power, strength, and opportunity. Trying to kill pain, a white man supremacist. Trying to stay sane, a rich needs a unity. Growing by the day, laying down my genesis.
Even though you're fractured, you're still not broken. Even though you're taken, you're still not stolen. Me and you will get there. See it through. Almost there. I used to say that I did. I would say that. Where would you be at? Where would you be at? If I wasn't here to guide your way.
It all gets worse from here. There's no better they get what they ask for. Move without a passport, transport. Looking for home, you couldn't ask more. Selfish.
Right, so
that's
we
what
are
they
back.
called you when you speak your mind. Worthless. That's what you feel. You show it every time.
So
Worthless, that's what you feel. You show it.
You know they couldn't see you. I was still able to see you.
Wow.
I don't know if I told you. I'm glad you didn't do nothing.
Right. I was just jamming to the music.
Yeah, I'm glad because I see you fixing your hair. I'm thinking, don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Because even though they can't see you, I can still see everything that's going on. Let me go ahead and bring this back up. So, all right, y'all, we back.
Yes, sir.
Being able to do that, it's like the greatest thing in the world. Just so, all right, y'all, we back. I am back with Bree. Shout out to everybody that's listening to this back on the replay. Right now we live, but if you're listening back to this on the replay, thank you. Make sure you subscribe and follow the Model Manage Your Career podcast, my favorite podcast. And I just wanted to do that. Shout out to Is She Jamaican? That's your sister?
Yes.
Shout out to yep. Is she in the stream?
I believe so, yeah. She should be.
All right, so I was going to ask you how your support system is, but I can see that your support system is strong.
Yeah, it is. That's my little team right there. I love Aya. Shout out to Aya, my best friend Ayana, T, Zay, my sister, and her husband, and everybody else that's watching.
You have any tattoos?
No, I don't. So my body is clean. Initially I really wanted one, but I was like, I ain't gonna do that yet because I don't know, nowadays, especially the lady I signed the contract with, not saying that she said I couldn't have tattoos, but she was just like, majority of the people in the industry doesn't. I'll just have to cover it up. Yeah.
Don't get no tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your skin bare. It's just easier. So, whenever you get hired or booked to model somebody clothes or something like that, it's always better when you don't have any tattoos.
Right.
When you don't have anything that's taking people's attention off of whatever you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to have a tattoo on your shoulder, on your back, and then you wearing somebody's dress and they trying to figure out what does the tattoo say, and they're not paying attention to the outfit. So what's your long-term and short-term goals?
That's a good question. So my long-term goal, I would say is since I'm in the dental field as well, and of course I'm be doing mine on the side. I would say I always had a vision to open up my own practice. Predominantly African American, because most dental office it's always Caucasian people. Not saying that's an issue, but it's rare you see something like that. And a lot of people was actually surprised that I wanted to be in the dental field, because nowadays it's always RN nurses or entrepreneurs or whatever, lawyers. So I guess it was different. A lot of people was amping it up, saying, "Oh yeah, Bree, you should consider it." So I feel in the future I want to open up my practice. We can do it. Just imagine an African American Black excellence dental office. That'd be so fire.
What made you go to school for that?
So I just wanted to. It's just interesting. That's the first thing I see when I look at people is your smile. I just like seeing people smile. A lot of people say I mean mug a lot, but believe it or not, I like seeing people smile. And then growing up, going to the dentist, I always had fun going to the dentist, like just get your teeth cleaned. And I just feel like it was just a different experience. So you can still make bread in a different field. Like you always don't have to, no offense to nobody, but you know, it's just always the same thing, like lawyer, nurse, hairstylist, you know. But I just want to be different, you know.
Yeah, I heard. How do I say it? I've heard when people reach success or people get a lot of money, first thing they should do is clean or fix their teeth. I've been hearing that a lot. The moment you reach success or fame, get your teeth fixed or get your teeth whitened. So I got my daughter this weekend. I know this is totally off topic. But I got my daughter this weekend. She's 6. She just lost her 2 front teeth. Oh man, when a little kid lose their teeth, it's like they smile more. I'm like, baby, rub to your teeth. Came out. Just smiling on FaceTime. I'm like, man. So yeah, definitely take care of your teeth. Your teeth don't grow back, especially your adult teeth. So you lose a teeth as an adult, unless you get it replaced, it's gone. You gonna have that gap. That gap is gonna be there. Cookie Monster said support system is fantastic.
You see it. You see the support.
Who was that? Ayana Thomas said, my best friend.
Go back.
Shout out to everybody that's texting me right now. Let's get some more comments on the screen. What does that say?
I was waiting for you to pronounce it. It said Wagwan Bad Gal Bree. That mean like, what's up, Bad Gal? I'm not sure who that is, but I feel like I know you, but I'm not sure about the username.
Yeah, so these are YouTube comments. That's why you see like Cookie Monster and all that stuff. It's a YouTube comment. Plenty put the what's that emoji with the heart eyes?
Yes, that's Zay.
Yeah, they all up in the YouTube comments. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube, man.
Right, y'all the real ones. Y'all so real.
I appreciate y'all. I mean, we gotta do a part 2 for YouTube.
I'm ready for it. Just let me know when.
We can do next week Monday.
Gotcha.
Today is Monday. Yeah, we might be able to do well. Right? What you doing Saturday?
As of now, I'm gonna say nothing. But the way how my weekend set up, stuff just pop up. Life is full of surprises, you know. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, we gonna do a part 2. We gonna do a part 2 specifically about a topic.
Gotcha.
What's up? Matter of fact, let me take my notes. What's matter of fact? What's the one thing with modeling that you? Where's a pen when I need one? You can tell we live right now because I ain't got nothing ready. What's the one thing with modeling that you feel like you need the most help with besides posing? So not actually in front of the camera thing. Let me write this in my phone. Not actually in front of the camera, but just in general. Like what is it as a model that you struggle with the most? More away from the camera, more business wise, more career wise, instead of in front of the camera.
Maybe because, like, you know, it's like meeting new people and just different agencies and photographers. I would say I beat around the bush a lot because it could be like a red flag with something, or like they kind of being like unprofessional as far as like a timely manner. Because I've been to a shoot where the time was off and I was beating around the bush with them because it was my first time meeting them. But I feel like regardless of whether you know me or not, or I know you or not, you know, I just need to nip it in the butt and just be professional instead of just beating around the bush. Like, just be straight up. But yeah, I think that's what it is.
What's your favorite shoot? I know what my favorite shoot is that I see on your page. What's your actual favorite shoot?
Truthfully, I do not have a okay. I do not have a favorite shoe. I'm starting to hop on like sneakers, like Jordans, Nikes, all that. I do. My favorite shoe right now is the Air Force One. It's a classic. You can never go wrong with some white Air Force Ones. But throughout pretty much like my whole life, I just been like a girly girl. So I'm always in like sandals, heels and stuff like that. But now I'm like leaning towards like my tomboy side. So I'm trying to like be a sneakerhead. But my favorite Jordan, I must say, is the Jordan 1. Can never go wrong with some Jordan 1s.
Shout out to everybody on my Facebook who just hearted this. Let's see. What was I finna say? I got one last thing. So it's not really a question, but it's just something that I wanted to say.
Okay.
You know, I appreciate you, right? Even though I've only known you verbally, I've only known you for like the last 2 hours.
Right.
Because we ain't even talked that much on Facebook. But any model who does this with me, always let them know that I appreciate it, because you don't have to do this. I've got my magazine to a point where my magazine, I'm not gonna say it's established, like you can walk inside of a store, even though I probably never want my magazine in a store. But I've got my magazine to a point where it's my main source of income. So I do, you know, even though I'm a personal trainer on the side, my magazine is my main source of income. So for me, my magazine is at a point where I feel like it's successful, right? Because of my magazine, I'm able to meet people, I'm able to talk to people, I'm able to get people to respond to me that I was never able to get to respond to me before. So I wrote model agencies, big ones, never responded. The moment I start a magazine and I write them through my magazine, I get responses. So my magazine success-wise, I feel like I've reached it. Only thing is I'm just trying to make it bigger and grow, right? Now, when it comes to this podcast, when it comes to this YouTube thing, my podcast, I've only been doing my podcast since February. This YouTube thing is absolutely fresh. So I just reached 100 subscribers probably about last week. So magazine wise, the exposure and the attention that I could provide somebody, even on my Instagram, the attention and exposure I can provide is different than what my podcast and my YouTube can. So for you and everyone who has been a part of my magazine, not my magazine, of my podcast and of my YouTube at a point where I can't provide anything, that means when I get this popping, like my magazine, I need you. I definitely need you to be a part. So for everybody, I did the very same thing for my magazine. My first year of magazines, in total, I think I sold like 700 copies. Now I'm able to sell 400 copies a month. So my first year was 700. Now I'm pushing, I think last year, if I'm correct, last year I almost did I almost did 6,000 magazines. So from my first year to my third year, my first year was 7. It was somewhere around 7, I think. It was low. And then my third year, I'm pushing over 5,000. So everybody who was in my first year magazine, I actually still talk to. Because even if they're not in my magazines, the fact that they still talk to me and they still support and they still stick around and they still share my stuff, even when they're not in it, I appreciate that. So for everyone, including you, who's been part of my YouTube at the time when I got 100 subscribers, when I hit 10K or 100,000, we're going to celebrate. What we going to do, I don't know. But I just want you to know I appreciate you because you didn't have to do this. You know, it's models who have wrote me on my magazine page who knew I had a podcast or YouTube who wanted to be on it. And then they go to YouTube and be like, oh, he only got 100 subscribers. I don't want to do it. They didn't want to do it. But when it came to my magazine, they in all my magazines. Right. I understand it. That's nothing. I'm never upset about that. I understand that aspect. But for the people who are with you when you start and when you don't have nothing, and then they stick with you when you really get things popping, you got to appreciate those people. So I just want you to know I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
You didn't have to do this. So, you got my number. We go do this anytime you want to talk. If I see you post something on Instagram and I'll be like, hey, I want to go live and talk about it. Even if it's 5 minutes, I'm going to annoy you with it. All right.
Gotcha.
Like I was telling you, if you ever in my magazine, or whenever you do a photo shoot, you send me the photos, I will send you the magazine for free.
Okay.
Also, on this replay, this part of the conversation won't be on the podcast, but on the replay, when I post the audio, when I strip the audio from this video and I put it onto the podcast, I will make sure that you are tagged in the show notes.
Okay.
When I start to piece this stream apart, I will make sure I tag you in it. So that's one of the main reasons why this whole little overlay got your name at the bottom. So that when I piece this apart, you still got your name at the bottom, and I'm still credit your Instagram in the description or the show notes of anytime I post something. Okay. If I see you post something on Instagram and it fits one of my Instagram pages, I'll share it. I'll make sure I tag you. Okay. Because for you to support me when I got 100 subscribers, means I need to make sure I return the favor, because you didn't have to do this. You could have told me no. And I wrote you. You could have told me no. So, yeah, I just want you to know I appreciate you. The people that's waiting on me to join this meeting is sending me messages right now. But we're going to do a part 2.
Okay.
So for everybody that's watching, when we do a part 2, I'm going to actually make a flyer. And we're going to promote that for the whole week. So we're going to come up with 3 topics. I'll text you or I'll write you. As soon as I get out my meeting, we'll figure out somewhere between 1 and 3 topics that we can specifically talk about and stick to. And we'll talk about that. Like I was saying, if I see you post an accomplishment on Instagram, even though you may post a story or a post about it, I'm gonna want to talk about it on live, even if it's for 5 minutes.
Okay.
If you ever need anything, you ever need some help, you ever need some tips, you ever need some advice, you want to know what I think about something, you can always text me. I'm gonna talk to you obviously more or again after we get off me. But I always feel like I have to say this while other people is watching. So that it's because I actually mean it. It's not something that I tell you in private, but I actually mean it. So I know you are an hour ahead of me. We're gonna do a part 2. As soon as I get out my meeting, I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
We go figure out somewhere between 1 to 3 topics. I'm gonna make a flyer for each topic. We go spend the whole week promoting that, and then we go live. I'm gonna strip the audio. We gonna put the audio on the podcast. Now, like I told you before, when we do this next time, I'm not replying to the comments. So sorry for everybody that's watching. But next time we do a part 2, matter of fact, let me take that back. I'm going to reply to the comments. I'm not going to pop the comments onto the stream. So, if somebody, if me and you talking about something and somebody tends to comment, and the fact that we can see the comments gives us, it allows us to elaborate more on it or something like that, we'll do that. I'm just not going to pop it up on the screen like I just did this. Yes, for this part 2 that, how do you pronounce that? Janniel.
Oh, it's Janelle. A lot of people say Janelle. Yeah, but it's Janelle.
Yeah. So I was about to say Janelle, but then I said, you know what? Let me ask her how to say that. And then all things, I appreciate that. She also put, she loves you, or we love you. Ayana Thomas also put, I love you. Janelle said much love. She also put all the hearts. And then Ayana also said, I bet I love her more. And the last one said, congratulations on 100 subs. Thank you. Man, it took a long time to get 100 subs. For anybody that's trying to get into YouTube, you think you can just get on YouTube and it's like you just start popping or you blow up? It is difficult. It's harder. I hear people complain about Instagram all the time, right? They'll be like, oh, I don't know how to grow my Instagram. YouTube is different. YouTube is a whole nother animal. You blow up, if you can grow your YouTube to a point where you're getting thousands of views, you can make a living off of YouTube. But it is a grind to do that. So yeah, we go do a part 2. It's gonna be a lot more constructed. We're gonna know what we talking about. The people that's watching won't know what we talking about, but we'll know what we talking about. Today is Monday. All depending on how fast we come up with topics, we can do it within a week or 2.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna hop in this meeting because they're going crazy. And then I'm gonna text you afterwards.
All righty. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just want you to know I appreciate you. So
you're welcome.
For everybody that's watching, don't leave yet, because I need to play my ending song. So shout out to Bree for being here.
It was a pleasure.
Matter of fact, this is go be your effect. Now, I don't know if the people that's watching this can actually hear that. If y'all can actually hear that, let me know. So I'm gonna do it again. But shout out to everybody that's watching. And I'm gonna take us out. I'm gonna play a minute of the theme song for my podcast. And we will be back in a week or so.
Okay.
Everybody is watching this. One last comment. Amen to that.
I know that's right.
So, yep, I'm gonna text you in most likely half an hour. We're gonna start figuring out what we can talk about for the second one. And we go get that popping, okay?
Okay, for sure.
All right, so for everyone that's still watching, good night. Bree, I'll text you in a half an hour. Thanks everybody for watching. Obviously, this part of the stream would not be on the podcast, but for everybody that's watching, thank you. YouTube, Facebook.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all later.
All right, later, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sears.